Why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
Ah, a new face. I hear we have... Well, I'm an architect. Help out with... But... Help, but... But... What?
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quintius Crispus. Thank you for your service to the Empire.
Filthy, lying degenerate.
You there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts. Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues? And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly one or two of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested? Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana? No problem. Allow me to explain. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum, with a prominent statue of the goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand? Precisely, I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking you-know-what. Oh, gods, no. If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now, you must have questions. Ask away. When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all mankind, do you think he was worried about the danger? Only because he was silly enough to get caught. Because the gods would see you, of course. I'm more of an ideas man. So, wonderful. Now, if you'll hand over... This is a quality. And here we are. Now, I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
Citizen.
A new face. Oh. Interesting. I'm not... What else? I... But... All right, you're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood. Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Charon. It was C-H-A-R-O-N, as in Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
There are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over. But on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means. I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can. That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even Greek, you would know these stories. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks. To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again. Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river, but that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not. No. I mean, I had my suspicion. Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have two options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide. All Romans try to avoid saying it, and you may refer to him as Pluto, if you... It's a reasonable question, but and even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break... Shh! It's everyone, so... That option would be the boldest. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he... I'll admit, you do seem different to anyone. So, if you... Who knows? But first, you'd need an audience. The problem is, the door has been sealed shut. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, if you could recover and replace all four... It's the towering stone monument with 4 You'll find them all over Rome. But of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. However, this one is unusual in that means you'll need to recover. Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask who would have defaced the obelisk in the first place. It would have had the god's name engraved into it, so it may be, and there's only one group of people I know of who might want to do that. There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one true god. Theirs, of course. They've been known to start fires, as well as, if I were you, I'd go looking for them. But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine. I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with... Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern. I'm afraid you're on your own with that one. As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandized. First, Proserpina. It said, the god of the underworld abduct. If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit Truly? Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad. Can you tell me more? Is it fascinating? Perhaps, if she has indeed been abducted, tell me, has she told you anything? That is strange. Right, because the current flows into... I vaguely recall wondering what was in there, but the door at the... You might be able to get a key from the magistrate. But if that does... Let me know if you find anything in there. All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all the... In any case, time is... May Fortuna guide you. Isn't the great temple majestic?
that you, partner? Do you have the bow? Wonderful. Just go ahead and... And yet you did. And now... No, technically, it's hardly my fault if you can't tell... Oh, what? You're just gonna have to take your chop, the bow, now. And done. I would... But you're stuck in there with a hornet sting. You know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill her. Let's find out.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster. My beloved Galatea. You're not supposed to be here. My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life. It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting sadness. Our meeting gave me new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper your true name to me. So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work. My beloved Galatea, my attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodami after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath and appeared to cause her great pain. At first, I braced myself, expecting that an effective hand would break the golden rule, and yet, somehow, it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their suffering at all. They are forsaken. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of her body, but when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength and those sharp metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed Iodami to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an isolated wing of the palace and bar the door. As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly. Regrettably, my other experiments bore similar results, and after relocating a few times, most of the palace is now too dangerous to work in. Still, as much as my heart aches to know that you're suffering, I cannot risk attempting to ungild you yet. Not until I have perfected a method that will bring you back to me, whole in both mind and body, and ensuring your humanity is preserved. I promise you this. Even if I have to kill your last statue. And you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And, worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that. And do you think I care about that? Liar! I locked and barred and now look at her. All I wanted was to spend. But as soon as I began my work, what so? Liar. You're trying to steal her. Liar. You give me one. What? Wait. So I did. What have I done? Oh, it's the air. But the only way to fix it. At least that way she'd be golden again. It's too late. What? Really? I imagine it would help Lucretia ease the suffering of the... But if you're lying to me... You did it. You took away her pain. I swear I'll stay here to keep her company. But I fear the only one capable of releasing... In any case, here's the key I promised you. It... Now, please leave. The door here leads... Go.
Name's Rufius. No idea. What? Oh, I think I have seen that plaque. Sorry I lied. Can't be too careful these days. Head into the caves behind the theater. Turn right, then right again. Oh, and here. You'll need this key. Didn't get that. See?
Oh, shiny. You... An accident? I do have a question, though. I don't understand. Oh, I promise, nobody else will ever know what you did. But I know. Oh, speaking of which, well... Oh, there's not much to... I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. I was living... My pa had just arranged a husband for me. A fisherman's son. I spent the next week in bed. In the end, they decided I'd do better outside. But after about a day I remember closing my eyes for a bit. I suppose the driver took off with his fee and left me for dead. Can't say I blame him. I wouldn't have wanted to catch what I had either. Anyway, I went searching for... It's nice of you to say. But you... What? You've been here a few months. Good people here. Galerius works hard. My friend Georgius is always mending our clothes. And Virgil... Well, I'm just saying... Well, I can tell from your funny accent you're not... Oh, I try not to worry. Thanks. And I like your teeth. And I'm sure he'd love to chat. He'll be just across. All right.
Ah, a fellow traveler from a faraway land. Greetings. My friend, your word. And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? Because I am Greek. My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, and they think, ah, he must mean Georgius. Good, they do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades and call him Pluto, Persephone, Proserpina. I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but why must they change? At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, I give up. But my point is this. If you want to know, the plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics by none other than Douli. He cannot help it, like a typical Roman, and besides, it makes him happy. So I say, I hope that...
Are they again? Certain. May fortune.
Hello?
Salve.
Hello. Do you like it? Well... Like... Yeah. Hello. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Domitius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a heft. My name is Marcus. You mean my heterochrome? And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a neck. Well, I am not unlikely because it's simply. Are you? Why would I? You've.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Thank you. To me, of course. You are. What? You are right. You fool. Get out of my villa. Thank you. You again.
I'm not supposed to talk. An intriguing perhaps. You know, some time ago, when he still cared for me. Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans. I confronted him about it. I let it go, eventually, but... Oh, aren't you charming? I'm quite sure it seems our interests are aligned. But first, I want you to bring me some wine. Oh, don't look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you to wrap your sweet little pleb head around. Let me tell you something about Malleolus. After all I've done for him, counseling, he said it was for my own good and that my drinking was tonight, at his victory party, I am so... Thank you. Now, perhaps you can tell me who What? He's... Oh no. That's... give me that immediately. Thank you. I think it's better.
What? So... Oh... Fine. Ruling. I'll have Domitius notify the priestess of my There. You got what you wanted. Now...
Sir? Are you under duress, sir?
I've just had a change of heart.
But you were on track to be magistrate, sir. All that work, all that money, wasted.
Those are my orders. Carry them out.
As you wish, sir.
Shalom. All right.
Salve again? No. I've bounced the idea, but from what I hear... And how could you know that? But... he did? Oh, I'll let Equitia know. All right, friend.
Sentius, I suppose. Galerius, the farmer. All right, friend.
Ave again. See you again.
Salve.
Greetings and salute. Sendius, I suppose. Nothing.
Salve. Galerius, definitely. All right. Nice.
Welcome.
Hello there, partner. I'm glad you're here. I think, you see, my plan was to give you a little fright. You know, like two friends joking around. But when I opened it... Partner... Yeah, well... Don't even talk to me. Merda! Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's worth a full... Don't even talk to me.
Was that... All right.
Just as the ocean but it does. Say it. Then it is true. I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them... I had to tell myself it was true over... I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I'd found... He gives such an uncanny description of... I will do... There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. And there the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Others follow their trades. I hope I have... And now we share a secret. Friend, you have given...
Galerius. Fine.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Wow. Isn't
What is
that
it,
a
citizen?
big, long bow?
What business is that? A lot. Fine. Not that it's any of your business. Or...
Don't you just love springtime?
Ah, you're here. And, I hope there's a light in... Oh, I see. You prefer... Let's just... Not for a few weeks now. I remember because they kept looking over their shoulders as if they didn't want anyone. The one word I kept hearing was vanish. You know, normally... Straight as a man. I'm happy to tell you. So... Well, I think... Ha! It's hardly my fault if people misunderstand. All right.
Salve!
You stay away from my money!